There's always a bit of rush of adrenaline when you're on stage, even when you have done it like 100 times. So, welcome to this symposium that is co-organized between data natives and ethics and entrepreneurship. It's a small invite-only event, so you're all very, very special, and thank you so much for being here. My name is Elena Poughia, and I'm going to kick off this event, just telling you a little bit about the concept and what to expect in the next 2 days. Hello, Earthlings. This was actually taken from the event that we did just after COVID. It was actually themed around the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So the whole presentation was about Earthlings and the number 42, and essentially we wanted to make a big comeback. We basically stopped doing big events since then. So this is also like a special comeback with a collaboration. So I'm very happy to welcome you here. And and as I said, it's a partnership between Data Natives and EIE. I am the founder of Data Natives, and I'm gonna explain more about it in a bit. So the event is theme 2050, Imagining the Good AI. This is a quote that was actually inspiration by Erika Cheung, who is going to be also speaking later, and is the other co-organizer. So essentially, as we advance in technology, well, it's not by her, it's actually by a science fiction writer, but when we were discussing the theme and we're trying to figure out what exactly do we want to do, we really stumbled upon the idea of we really want to do something that is connected with arts and science fiction and entertainment. And actually, that's another reason why we chose this specific location, this cinema, because we wanted it to be connected with narration and how important it is to create meaning and to create substance when it comes to realization around how culture plays an impact of how we understand technology. So the quote here is, as we advance in technology, we must also advance in our understanding of ethics and responsibility. The power of innovation brings with it a duty to ensure it serves the greater good. Going back to the beginning of this conference as well, this was this Berghain, for the ones who are local here. This actually building is Berghain, and it was an artwork by an Icelandic artist. But I left my notes there, so I cannot give you their name. But if anyone is interested, I will tell you the name, which actually says it was placed outside of Berghain during 2020, when basically the whole world slowed down and sat down. And it literally says that tomorrow is the question. So, everything around 2050 and why it's important to have this kind of discussions and conversation is to really think about okay, so what's going to happen tomorrow? How we're going to shape tomorrow, and what kind of future generations do we want to, what do we want to provide to the future generations? And actually, while we were discussing the theme and what we wanted to do for this, the idea of 2050 always kept coming back. And it was mainly for two reasons. There's actually an article in Times Magazine, again in 2020, that talked about 2050. It was a whole story around how climate change will impact our Earth and what exactly should we expect, whether we're going to be climate conscious or not. And it gave a story around okay, imagine 2050, this is how the world will be like. Of course, it's quite dystopic, right? There's always a way, especially in science fiction, that we look at the future with a very dystopic lenses. But it's also, it's quite alarming, right? And I think in order to prevent those kind of things, we need to have this kind of conversation. So 2050, it's an important key takeaway to think about how we imagine the future. So about this collaboration, Erika and I met in 2021 or 2022, right after COVID. It was, I think, one of the first or the second events that I've been after COVID. And we met at an event we both spoke at, and then essentially we're having conversation around these topics. I was very much inspired by her work at Ethics and Entrepreneurship and her work before that, actually, and what that has done, that has served already for the public good. And she's going to tell you all about it afterwards. it was like, and for me, for Data Natives, as I mentioned, like Data Natives used to be a very big conference. We used to have 5,000 people. But with times changing, it became very important to actually have more meaningful and shorter conversations with people, and not shorter, like more intimate conversations with people. So it was important to actually like have this kind of workshop style of event. So we wanted, like, we came together from a very diverse background. Like Data Natives is a tech-oriented, like developers-based community out of Berlin. Ethics and Entrepreneurship is a non-profit organization based out of LA. And we brought our heads together and tried to bring you this. And we really wanted to do it in a way that you are also actively participating and you're part of the conversation. We are drafting a booklet together as part of the conversations that we'll be having here. And we're also aiming to do a white paper at a later point. And we want to address the key challenges, but also find ways to really see how we can bring those things to action. I already mentioned a little bit about us, so I'm gonna skip this slide. But yeah, Data Natives is here since 2015. Ethics and Entrepreneurship since 2019. It's a non-profit. We're a commercial media company, and we came together for this event. You're also gonna hear more from Erika because she's giving the opening keynote of her story and how that connects and ties into the whole symposium. Yeah, just the three pillars very briefly. Like, we really wanted to bridging imagination with reality. As I mentioned in the beginning, like a big influence from this event was science fiction, and what we learned from all of these narratives that we've created as children, like we read as children from books or from movies, exploring like AI ethics, right? What does it mean to pair AI and ethics, especially in this moment where AI has been so mainstream and booming everywhere, right? And where do you keep the balance between AI innovation and regulation, between AI safety, but also, like being able to have it open and accessible so everybody can use it, democratize it. And we really wanted this element of active participation from everybody here to bring our brains together and actually come up with some ideas. There's 2 days. The first one today is about establishing a foundation. So we're kicking this off more around examining like our hopes and fears, around looking at like how AI is affecting different areas of society, the creatives, the founders, the disruptors. And then on the second day, we're really bringing in the regulation. So we're bringing the frameworks, and we really finishing the whole event with a bit of inspiration to look for the future, but also and how actually like people have been doing it and practicing it in artistic and creative ways, but also how the corporates and the business world is actually taking those elements and they're bringing them into their companies. We are very happy to be here. I don't know how many of you have been old-time Berliners. Maybe you can give a hand. Okay, so there's a few of you. So maybe you know that this used to be Factory Berlin, but now it's been taken over by CSE Berlin, and they're very, very kind to welcome us here and offering us the space. It's like a beautiful building. We have the cinema to ourselves. So this is going to be where all the sessions are going to take place, all the discussions, the panels, the talks. And then you are going to be taken downstairs where you're going to have lunch, but also the breakout room session. So you're going to be able to discuss all these things that we will be instigating here to actually take them down and see like how you can brainstorm and workshop all these ideas. So we're very, very grateful. They opened the doors, they gave us the space, and we have a great collaboration. And one person from their side is going to come at some point today to also tell you a little bit about the space. This is a little bit about the timeline. Some of these things already happened. So we basically kicked off the partnership with EIE. Everybody applied to be here. We're now doing this event. So it's October 2024. We're planning to draft a paper and have it published by March 2025. We're going to have the booklet right after the event. So it's all the transcriptions from what happened here. And all of you will be accredited as contributors. And in April, we are also going to have the bigger event where we're also going to present the paper. These are some of the topics we're looking at. You probably have seen it a lot of times on the website as well. I'm going to go through and explain through the day. I'll be basically the hostess of the day. I'll be inviting speakers in and moderate and then give them the space. we as I said, it's a small invite-only event. We have about 25 amazing speakers. Some of them came from the States. Some of them are from here. So we tried to have an international crowd coming here. We actually going to have 6 breakout room sessions. Or 7 breakout room sessions, maybe, yeah. And we're gonna have 7 facilitators, and basically this is part of the bigger community and the bigger network. Just data natives, we love numbers, so we always try to share statistics with the community. Just to tell you again, there's 4 formats. There's gonna be keynote, short talks, panels, and breakout room sessions. These are the first keynote. These are all the keynotes that we have and opening remarks. After me, I'll just present everybody as they come. I'm mindful of time. So these are all the people that are going to present today and tomorrow. They're going to be a keynote in the morning and a keynote when we're closing the session every day. And actually, in some cases, they're going to be more than one. So more than one in the morning and more than one in the closing session. We have one surprise keynote here that is not in the slide. So you're going to find out tomorrow. These are the short talks. So right after the keynote, and to set the tone, we're going to have these talks again in the morning and when we close the day. The speakers that they're coming from diverse backgrounds, as I mentioned, artists, computer scientists, entrepreneurs, working with AI and trying to implement responsible AI innovation. We're planning to have 4 panels and 1 fireside chat. So the first day we're having 2 panels on creativity and balance, and on creativity and ethics and fairness and balancing innovation, regulation, and AI. And the second day we have 2 panels on open source and decentralized AI and AI safety and ethical AI implementation, and a fireside chat about building trust in AI and privacy. We are gonna have we're gonna have 6 breakout rooms or 7 breakout. 6. Okay, we're gonna have 6 breakout rooms. It's happening in real time, guys. So we're gonna have 6 breakout rooms. I will just mention more as we go through it throughout the day and just before it happens. But essentially, right after the session, there will be 3 today and 3 tomorrow. And today, essentially looking at the fears, at the hopes, introducing each other, and tomorrow, actually implementing, looking how exactly this UAI Act came together. We're going to have one of the key people behind the UAI regulation to talk about this with us. And then afterwards, we're going to brainstorm together to look about this and the frameworks that we put in place. And of course, at the end, put things in action. These are the facilitators. They are going to be the ones taking you through this journey at the breakout room sessions and actually helping steering the conversation, and basically be there to hold the space so everybody talks and there's questions prepared. Erika would actually be downstairs, and before everything kicks off, she would also answer more questions and potentially invite everybody. But yeah, these are everybody who's going to be making this happen. And yeah, we're really thankful to them because this is a big commitment for today. So thank you very much, guys. And what we're expecting as outcomes is we really want to essentially understand and have an agenda around ethical and responsible AI as a next step. We really want to form partnership and collaborations between us, see how we can take this forward, increase awareness around the topic, and have a roadmap. I think there's a lot of things happening where there's a lot of discussion, but there's not a lot of action, and we really want to change that, at least when it comes to events. Oh yeah, this is me. This is a picture of me. Yes. Yeah. So again, if you want to get in touch with me, you can follow me at Elena Poughia. That's how I am everywhere. I run Data Economy, and I'm the founder of Data Natives. I actually wear a lot of other hats. If we have time and we talk over wine, I'll tell you a lot of other things about me. But actually, I have a multidisciplinary background. I originally was an art curator, turned into somehow a media entrepreneur, and yeah, now I do a lot of things for the ecosystem, trying to bring people together. And yeah, our mission as data natives is collaboration. That's why we do this kind of partnership, is about education. So we're really happy to partner with institutions to make this happen. Diversity, we're trying to be as diverse as possible and to bring people with diverse backgrounds, but also from diverse cultures and genders. And impact. Oh God, the practical information. I'm just very mindful of time because I need to be punctual. So if you want to log in the Wi-Fi, you can just log in free CIC. Use the hashtag imagine good AI. There are going to be people around here wearing white shirts and having a yellow badge. They are the volunteers. We encourage people to bring their own water bottles, but actually there's water stations up here and also downstairs with a lot of drinks. The restrooms, there's one just out here, and there's also one at the end of the breakout room session. You must have, all of you, the tote bag where it has the agenda in it and some swags from our partners. The rooms that we're using in this one called Cinema, and then downstairs called Lexi. I talked a little bit about the breakout room session. We're just going to be taking you all there right after the sessions finish here. There's going to be I hope you all are fed with sandwiches and had coffee. We're going to have lunch served at 1 and afterwards snacks. We really encourage active participation. So please, raise your voice at breakout room sessions, tell us things, bring your background, bring your opinion. We are going to have drinks after the symposium ends. So after the last keynote, we're going to have beers and wine downstairs to unwind and then compress together. And I would like to really thank all our partners who are supporting us making it happen. Of course, first and foremost, EIE for the collaboration, the academic partners, Taper School of Business and Carnegie Mellon University, the venue sponsor CIC, Urban Sports Club, and responsible for the participation as well and helping us make this happen. Our community partners, they're all there, and also our media partners. And with that, I leave you to it with a memorabilia from the last conference. So the answer to the question is always 42, right? The meaning of life. I hope you've read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And I would like to present our next speaker, Thea Cohen. She is a professor of Carnegie Mellon University and Tepper School of Business. She's going to also give opening remarks and tell you everything about the wonderful work that they're doing at Carnegie Mellon and Tepper School. Long-term partner and collaborator of EIE. They've actually done an event together before, which is a continuation of this event. And before she comes on stage, there's a video that will be played now showing you about Tepper School of Business and the history. So thank you very much.